Welcome back to another video, and I promise that I missed. I apologize. I missed the covering my piggy bank strategy last Friday because I just kind of wanted to wait till the end on that and get through some other things. But I'm going to cover that first. But before I get started, I need to clarify that I am not Roger. I'm not Dwayne. I'm not Mama. I'm not Shirley. I'm not Rerun. I'm not D. All from what's happening, and I'm certainly not your financial advisor. So take this into account. Do your own research. Don't put any money in that you can't afford to lose. Don't day trade, and definitely don't use leverage. Again, I'm not your financial advisor. I am just a guy on the internet. I am a data point for you. That's it. I'm sharing my journey with you. That's all that this is. So without further ado, when the piggy bank finally launches, and by the way, yeah, you know what? I'm frustrated that this has taken a while, right? For this thing to get back up and running. You know, I've got money invested here, as you can see in the piggy bank, you know, but it is what it is, right? I mean, if you're unhappy, you know, go to another project, get rug, go put it in a bank and earn less than 0.01% on your money. You know, take it for what it's worth, right? There's going to be bumps in the road, right? You're not going into, you know, a bank, like I said, or, you know, one of the banking cartels and dealing with them that pay you nothing, that have a lot of their processes nailed down to a T. However, of all the DeFi projects, I still think that, you know, Drip, and the whole ecosystem that Forex Shark is putting together is probably, you know, in my opinion, for me, the safest and where I have my largest bag. And I keep steadily converting my bags over to the Drip network. So when this thing finally launches, just so you guys know, each one of these contracts and that you start and establish, you'll basically start them up here. It's a Pigs USD, Pigs BUSD LP token that you'll have to convert, right? You'll be earning 3% if you just put the money in, which is what this one, Piglet account down here at the bottom is. I call this one Neo. So when I get this one back, I'm going to actually compound them, because before you couldn't compound unless you had enough piglets to get an additional piglet, right? So I appreciate that change that's coming. But the other thing, the longer you stake for, or lock the weeks in, the higher interest rate, as you can see here, right? So you know, and basically, while the piggy bank was up and running, I basically put a 3-week stake in, I put a 9-week, and I put 154-week stake in, right? And I can't remember the amounts. You can go back and look at it. I think it's like 15, 18, and, you know, some other smaller amount. But this one was the lower one, and it quickly surpassed these other ones. I have it in a prior video. You can go and look at one of the prior videos there. But this one quickly surpassed the lower amount, all of these others. And you can see that, you know, even though they're going to reset all this, and I'm not, you know, I've compounded in the prior videos, or, you know, fed the, you know, piglets and compounded, it quickly surpassed it, and it's going to surpass it. And so that being said, my strategy going forward is that I'm going to basically set a rolling, hopefully monthly, you know, after I get past this first 9 weeks, I'm going to set a rolling monthly new contract that's maxed out. So in 3 years, and I'm long on Drip Network, the piggy bank, the animal farm, Drip Garden. I'm long on all these projects, right? And so to prove it, you're going to see me, you know, employ and deploy this the strategy that I'm talking about. But these other contracts that I have here, and I'm going to also do another one, right? When it opens back up, I'm going to basically put a $300 max contract, and then, you know, between the 3 and 9 week contract that I have, I'm going to put one for $500 for 6 weeks. So once all these start rolling off, you know, I'm going to keep compounding all of these until we get to the 9 week. And then when we get to the 9 week, right, all 4 of those contracts, I'm basically going to start compounding for 3 weeks. And let me pull up the calendar here, just so you guys can kind of get a better feel for what that looks like, right? So let's say that we start on, excuse me, May 1st, and all 3 of them were unlocked at that point, or all 4 of them were unlocked. I'm going to keep compounding through week 1, week 2, week 3, and then the last 7 days, whatever that looks like, that leads up to, so from the 24th to the 31st, I'm going to basically let it build. And then when I get to that last day of the month, I'm going to claim all the profits that were, in here instead of, compounding, right? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 50% of this. And by the way, we're earning 3% or 3.3%, similar to the garden, drip garden. So this is going to continue to grow, right? So I'm going to take all for the duration of those 7 days. I'm going to claim all of them. I'm going to take 50% and then stake a new locked max contract. I'm going to do that every month. So every month that rolls out, I'm going to be having, for whatever that total is, a new max contract that I'll be then earning 3% on. And that should be huge. And that's going to continue to grow as these other smaller contracts that my baselines are, as they continue to grow. It's going to get larger and larger. So I'm going to have this every month, a new contract coming out that's paying, 3% on that, and it's getting larger and larger. So I think you guys understand that. It's pretty straightforward, and I don't want to belabor the point here, but again, I did want to share that with you all. And just kind of let you know, what my strategy was. And I've kind of tooled around with that and noodled it, in my mind in terms of what I want to do and how I want to do. But I think it's going to be my approach. I'm pretty positive it is, because then it also gives me some revenue, some profit that I can take as well at the end of each month, if I'm taking 50% of it. And by the way, I'm not going to be selling my pigs, right? Pigs are, vital to the animal farm here. And it's one of the tokens. It's a voting token, and so you can actually have impact on the community. It pays dividends. I will take that BUSD out, right, and use that for my own personal profit or reinvest. I'm not sure, but then that also, I'm being a good citizen of the whole ecosystem and the animal farm by not, selling my pigs. Plus, selfishly, they're going to be valuable. I know they're low right now, but Forex Shark has been saying that, based on everything being locked up, the price of those pigs are going to skyrocket. We'll see. A lot of devs say that, and it doesn't happen. But, that being said, that's my strategy. Again, don't want to belabor the point here. So my next point is that crypto is a lonely sport, and so it really is. And you're going to get people, friends, you're going to find out who your friends and family are. And you probably hear, because that it's lonely, right? As you're trying to unplug from the financial matrix that's out there, the traditional banking cartel and the Federal Reserve, printing money like it's going out of style with inflation, doing what it's doing. You're like, there's got to be more. Maybe you're working a job, that you just hate, like I did, and I decided just to make a change. You're going to find out that people do not like that they don't understand crypto. They're not going to support you on it. And they really, at the end of the day, don't want to see you get ahead, because it's going to make them feel bad. And you're going to have to make a decision at some point who's going to be on your team going forward and who's not, and that may include family, friends. You're going to find out really a lot about them when the rubber meets the road. You probably already are, this. And so I want to just encourage you. I want to give a shout out to IC Money. I'm going to put a video in the description here. You guys should give him a follow and a shout out. And by the way, you shouldn't, I'm not asking you to like my videos, but like all the other, if you're invested in these projects, you need, and somebody's putting a positive video out about it, as T Crypto says, why would you fudge your own, project, right? And your own investment? It makes zero sense. You should give them a like, so it helps distribute that information to other people, right? But you're going to find out who these people are that are in your corner and who are not. And you might have to make that decision to cut some ties, unfortunately, again, because it hurts a little bit. I'll be perfectly honest with you. Even close family members will say things to other people about you, and, hey man, this thing is garbage. It's going to fail. He's going to fail. She's going to fail. And you're in it by yourself at the end of the day, right? You can't take everybody with you, right? And so I just want to encourage you guys, right? Check that video out by IC Money, and like I said, I'll link it. Again, it's one of those things where you need to, be solid and understand who you are as a person, where you want to go, where you're going, where this is going to take you, and just be committed to it. Because I've seen these bear markets before. I was down, from my full bag I had a large bag in other investments, and back in, throughout, January of 2021, boy, I mean, I took a beating after the lawsuit was filed in December of 2020. 2020 for XRP. I watched all of my bags, you know, fall from 100% to 17%, and they were quite large, right? I mean, and so you've got to have the constitution and fortitude to hang on. And I would angrily sometimes put an extra $500 and I'd put in the memo, buying the dip, you know, just to remind myself what I'm doing. And I accumulated quite a bit when I did that, right? Which has allowed me to kind of move. And I did another video about being an XRP heretic. I get it, right? But look at all these, look at the markets, right? And I'll get into that in a second, right? But you know, it's tough sometimes. So you know, again, you've got to have that constitution and hang on. Now is the same type of thing that's happening here, you know. And so what you also got to understand is that people are going to hate you when you make it and when you're on top. They're also going to hate you when you're at the bottom. They'll look at you and despise you because you're not making it and you failed. I've been in both situations where I've been doing something positive and making it, and people say, "Oh, you're lucky," and you know, don't realize all the hard work that's being put in. Just like I've been in crypto the last 2.5 years, heavy and researching and investing, you know, and people are going to say when this thing takes off, man, he was lucky. That's all it was, just a lucky shot, not knowing all the time I'm putting in, researching, listening to videos, doing my own research. And they're going to also hate you if you're mediocre. They'll love you when you're mediocrity, right? As long as it doesn't surpass their mediocrity. So they'll hate you when you're up. They'll hate you when you're down. They'll love you for your mediocrity as long as it doesn't surpass, you know, surpass their mediocrity, right? That's just the name of the game. And I just want to show you guys a couple of things, right? And then I'll move on. This is, again, Atomic Habits. This is the plateau of latent potential, right? So a lot of people get in, hey man, I'm going to put $100 in and make $100,000 and it's going to go straight up here, right? That's not what happens. There's ups and downs here. You can see all the charts, and in their mind, maybe they don't think it's going to go to 100,000, but they think in 3 weeks it'll hit here. But a lot of times there's these ups and downs here, but then right here, when it gets here, then it skyrockets. If you've been accumulating and you're in this valley of disappointment here, right, which is where a lot of people are. A lot of times, a lot of people watching this may be their first project in their first bear market, and they're feeling like, oh man, I bought in and it's down $3. I bought my first bags of drip at over $100, and I bought a lot of it. The Healing the D, all 10 of those were over $100. So you know, it's just clicked over to 20, and I'll get into all that in a minute. But you know, I just compounded this morning. But so you know, again, I've been buying most of mine, the majority of mine, with the exception of about 32 of them, which I bought at $32. You know, at you know, 30, about 150 of them have been in between 60 and $100. So you know, am I living it? Yeah, I'm practicing what I preach. I'm continuing to compound. And so this is that valley of disappointment that we're all in right now, right? The, you know, Forex Shark is late on getting the animal farm back up and running because it's impacting everything, right? All the markets are down, blah, blah, blah. But do you have the constitution to survive until it goes parabolic? That's my challenge to you. And then I want to leave you with one more. This is from Calvin Coolidge. Nothing in this world can take the place of persistence. Talent will not. Nothing's more common than unsuccessful people with talent. Genius will not. Unrewarded genius is almost a proverb. Education will not. The world is full of educated failures. Persistence and determination alone are omnipotent. So I want you to stop that and stop the video if you need to. Think about that for a minute, right? Do you need a college degree? No. All you have to do is click buttons, man. You got to take the plunge, invest, and click buttons, and keep hydrating and compounding, and you'll look up in a year or two and you'll be shocked at how different your life is going to be. I'm confident of that. So, but anyway, I'm going to go ahead and, you know, just kind of talk about the overall market, right? And baked beans here. I'm going to go over here just because the contract has been going down, right? Obviously, but you got to take a macro view on this, right? It was at, you know, 35,000, you know, last week, and then it started to tank. On Friday, the Dow finished down 900 points. Its worst day since sometime in mid to early 2020, right? You've got a war going on. The Chinese markets are down today. And all of those things do ultimately impact crypto still. The crypto DeFi market is still so nascent and new that there's still a lot of things that are going on. So I want you to think about this for a second, and then I'll get to the compounding. It's going to be a little bit longer of a video, but I think it's very important for you to understand and listen to this and get your mind right. When the market tanks 900 points like that, there are a lot of degens in the stock market that trade on leverage. Right. And when it starts capitulating like that, it triggers automatic selling of those assets to cover those leveraged plays that they have, right? And so that one precipitates the other. Now, in order for them to cover those, a lot of those folks have some side hustle money for them in crypto, the normal hodl crypto, Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, and XRP just got some bad news too, with the court case being pushed out until September, December, maybe January of next year, right? I'm so glad that I've moved a lot of my money over, from XRP to, drip and DeFi here. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So they'll start selling their crypto, their normal hodl crypto coins, to cover their leverage plays in the stock market. Now, a lot of the crypto folks, you could buy leverage in crypto as well, right? You can put plays in crypto as well. I do not recommend that. I will never do leverage plays at all. I don't day trade in DeFi or crypto. I just don't do it, right? Time in the market is better than timing the market. And, I'm sure you all have heard that, right? But so what'll happen then with the crypto leverage plays, those start getting liquidated, right? And so those crypto hodlers have some side hustles and a little bit of some of these plays in DeFi, right? Whether it be baked beans, drip, or wherever, and you're going to see this kind of tough weekends like this and days like this, and it all kind of filters out and is a bad waterfall effect, right? And so understand this. Am I saying that baked beans isn't on the downside? I'm not saying that at all, right? I mean, it could be, and again, I'm in it just to kind of help. If I make some money on it, great. But if I can cover some of my gas fees along the way and have a consistent little flow in there to do that, great. My long-term play is drip. Drip is king. Drip Garden, Animal Farm, Piggy bank. Those are my long-term plays, man. That's where the majority of my money. This is play money that I have here, right? Risk money, right? And so could it go down? Yes. Could it go back up? I think it can, because it's not just baked beans that's going down. Ruby Miner, all of those other plays are going down too, along with the Drip Garden. So you've got to understand that. You've got to understand that and take a macro view. It's not just baked beans that's down. There are a lot of them, and BNB is down below $400 again, right? So taking that into account, a lot of these dummies are, just freaking out and taking what they can at lows, which is what traditional, paper-handed noodle arms do, who don't know anything about when to sell and when not to buy, right? Now is the time to get in. And T Crypto, I'll leave a link to his video. He has a playlist on my channel, so I'll put his newest video on the playlist. But he talks about, he's been encouraging folks, and I agree with the young guy. I mean, it's not financial advice, but if you're looking for an opportunity, boy, you're not going to find a better one. So anyway, just wanted to give you that perspective. This video is running long, so I'm going to go ahead and start just showing you guys the compounding here. I did compound on the Healing the D wallet, and it will be at 21, I think, before the end of the week. And so I've been also, as you can see here before I compound here, I've been a good citizen. I have not withdrawn any of this BNB, and I'm coming up on almost 2 BNB. I've just been compounding. You can see I have 79 compounds, and this reservoir, it helps with the floor and the price of drip overall by putting it in here and keeping compounding, right, and keeping some BNB here. The nice thing about this is that you can withdraw it, but for me, if I can help keep the floor at a high level, that's what it's about. And if every one of us put a BNB or two in there and kept compounding, it's going to help our overall drip price point, until it does skyrocket here. So just the thought, if you're going to be in this long term, you need to have something in here and be a good citizen of the ecosystem. So let me go back. We're just going to go ahead and run through these compounds, and then I'm going to set you guys loose for the week. All right, go there. And this may put us up over $230, right? And so, once I get to 230 bucks, 230 drip, once I get to 240, I'll be making 0.1 an hour, right? Which would be sweet, right? I set targets for myself. There we go, 230. So another 10, and we'll be at 0.1 an hour that we're earning here, right? And so let me just go ahead and show you the calculator real quick. Actually, I'm not going to do that. You've seen that before. You can do your own calculator. All right, so Piston token, I'm going to nitro this, is 0.14 that I have here, and this is growing. It's doing its thing. I think it's about $12. We'll go ahead and check that while this is, yeah, it's at $12 still. So yeah, it's doing its thing, right? Doing what it's supposed to do. And let's see, there we go. It's loading back up again. All right, we moved over and hydrated that. Let's see here. All right, we're gonna, in a second here, 26 seconds. Man, I'm gonna show you the stats after, but I'm down below 3 minutes on my plants. And I think I'm definitely over 500 plants in a day that I'm generating here. This thing is crazy in terms of how quickly it's going to start compounding. I am going to take a second and show you the calculator on this one once it hydrates here. So we're going to be at 61. I'll go ahead and refresh here. Drip garden. Let's see where we're at. Hit 62. There we go. Go ahead and pop that over, and then we'll go ahead and update the calculator. And I want to encourage you guys to be careful. We have all these old OGs out there that are whales that are showing you guys their, you know, all these new projects and things. We are not ballers yet, and you need to have some concentrated risk, right? And check out Raul Paul's Real Vision channel. You know, I like the guy, but he's an ETH and a Bitcoin maxi. He talks about XRP, but he never interviews anybody about XRP projects. So I think that Mike Novogratz and his bald head would have his nuts if he did that, right? So you know, but again, he takes a macro view, which is what I just talked to you all about, right? So go ahead and check him out. Let's go ahead and pop this calculator update here. And again, 3.3%. And then I'm going to kind of show you on a daily where we're going to be here quickly, right? So before the end of the week, for sure, we'll be pushing, I think we'll be at 18,000 when I do my video on Thursday or Friday or close to it. And then, but just look at how quickly this is going to compound. By middle of May here, and we're almost at the end of the April here, I'll basically have doubled where I currently am, right? You know, at the 15,000 mark. Sorry about the fast scroll there. I'm going to double. It's going to, this is where the hyper compounding comes into play. And I do hyper compounding, you know, every 0.225 or, you know, drip that I have to compound, I'll go in and just kind of compound everything else, all of my other plays that I have here. But look at this, man. Look at how quickly this thing starts scrolling up, and you can check this out too. So let me do a quick refresh here and see what this brings us down to in terms of time that it takes to generate a plan. All right, knocked off another second there. So again, I want to be at a plan a minute here. All right, baked beans. Let me refresh this for you. All right, 0.67. But go ahead and rebake that. Confirm. And I kind of track the contract and where that's at. So 0.67, and we'll see what that bumps us up to. You know, we're pushing 450 and, you know, hopefully 500,000. Let me refresh this for you so you can see this. I know this is why you guys mostly tune in to kind of see how the sausage is being made. And by the way, I did remove my links to these plays, right, to baked beans, and you guys go find links with other folks, right? I'm not asking you for anything. I don't have a Discord or Telegram or anything. I don't enable comments because I don't want you getting scammed. Plus, I don't want to manage teams. I've said that many times, right? And I also don't want you guys feeling like you got a link from me and I'm trying to shill you. I'm not asking you for anything. I'm not asking you to pay anything. I'm not asking you to pay me 39 bucks a month for a Telegram or Discord group. I'm not about that. I'm showing you what I'm doing. I'm doing it on my own. You saw back in my wallet, I only have 3 team members: my son, my brother Nitro, shout out to Nitro, hashtag shout out to Nitro, and you know, that's it. And then I have my Healing the D account there. So I'm not, you can use it if you want, but I'm not going to push you to be a team. You need to have one green egg. I might throw a little bit more BNB in here, you know, at some point later in the week, just because it's a newer contract. But this one's gone down as well, right? You can't compound unless you have one full you know, green egg there. And then my diamond team, I hydrated this morning. This is a lower risk play because it's lower interest rate. It's been pretty consistent in terms of that, but you know, everything is down, right? So I reinvested. I don't like to compound unless it's at $2, $3, $4 there. I am also in this one. I'm going to actually hydrate this one. You can see here I put 120 bucks in total here, but I'm going to go ahead and harvest this one as well. This is the BUSD farmer, right? And you know, again, you can find this, but I like this one because it generates dollars, right? So we'll see how many farmers, how many more farmers we get with after this one is okay. It's already done. So 5.2 got me about 100 additional farmers there. So there we go. So you see what's going on there. Now I'm up to $10.61. I may throw another 100 at this too before the end of the week. And then I also bought a little bit of this thing. You need to check out this. I'll show you this, but this is Last Ape Standing. bought a little bit of LAS tokens, and I'm just checking it out. I put like 10-15 bucks in it, not much, not recommending it either. And then I'm also gonna check out CZ's kitchen today if you guys are looking for another one to get into. I'm not recommending this at all, but I'll probably throw a B&B in this one. I kind of like what's going on with this one. They have an incubator to basically help fund other projects that will then feed this contract as well. So I'm intrigued by this one. But anyway, folks, that's going to do it. Be kind to each other, encourage one another, like the other content providers that are out there producing positive information and about your project you're invested in. Be generous. You're going to make wealthy. You're going to be wealthy and you're going to make a lot of money. So, be generous while you can. Be generous even when you're not wealthy. You have the opportunity to do that. Tip well, be kind to people, and that's going to do it. Have a great week, and we'll talk to you later on in the week.